parish of Girley lies south of the town of Kells, and it was there that on a bright Sunday morning the stranger to the area would indeed have come upon a most unusual sight. Dozens of large combine harvesters, of every colour and shape, converging into the one field, accompanied by hundreds of spectators. What indeed was happening? Nothing else than an attempt to break the world record for the number of combines working in the one field. Now, the Girley Harvest Festival is held every year and attracts huge numbers to the parish. This year the organisers went further and planned to bring a world record to this humble parish. Girley would certainly be put on the map if this could happen. From the night before and from early the next morning, dozens of combines appeared. As some were unloaded, others would be checked out, and by 11 o'clock it was apparent that things were looking good. The festival is held in the land of local owner Ben Dillon, and I spoke to Ben about his contribution and what was happening that day. Ben, you've been associated with us for a long time.
Well, since it started 6 years ago. So today looks as if it's going to be our biggest event yet.
I suppose you've seen it go from small to large.
We've seen it go from very, very small, but it seems to have, in the last few years, we've had a change around, and it's going from strength to strength. It's actually one of the best in the country now at the moment.
Well, how would you compare this to other shows? What's different about it?
Well, the difference with Girley is, and we constantly say that every machine, plough, tractor, combine, the whole lot, is not here sitting there to be looked at. Every one of them are working and can be seen working, and everybody knows how they worked, and they can see how things were done 50, 60, 70 years ago, 40 years ago, whatever the hell age the machine is.
You were saying earlier on too that they come from all over Ireland now.
From all over Ireland. People come from Wexford. You can see the trouble that they go to. They load onto combines onto low loaders, and all day bringing them up the road and parking them up and getting them going and trying to get them going, and that's just the fun of it. The fun of it, and they enjoy it. It's hard to see where it comes from, but they enjoy it.
And then today's event.
They stayed here last night, and they camped up in the field, and they had a few beers in the tent and one thing and another, and fried a few hamburgers for them, and they were happy as Larry.
The thing about today's event that makes it even more unique is that it's a world record-breaking attempt.
That's right. Today is a big day in our parish. The world record for vintage combines is 32, and we are hoping to at least double that. So, fingers crossed on that one, that they all keep going. I think they have to keep going for a half an hour or something, which might be asking a lot for some of them.
Well, Ben, listen, I know you're a very, very busy man this morning going around there. And listen, thanks for taking the time off to speak to us. Thank you.
Absolute pleasure, and thank you very much for doing it.
Okay. Preparations were excellent. And as they came in, the combines were registered, given a number, along with some information about them. David Smith was one man who was excited about the day ahead, and, as one of the organisers, knew the expectancy of the crowd, and had brought along his own combine, a Massey Ferguson 31 dating from 1964. Joining me now is David Smith from Navan in County Meath. David, you're one of the inspirations maybe behind this today. Can you tell me first of all something about the attempt today?
Oh, well, I'm a small cog in the wheel. It was an idea born. A certain number of guys here in the Girley club were interested in combines, and they had done this record with the tractor attempt in Cooley, and as we're all of the opinion that we still have it. But anyway, that's another day's work, and it was just. Somebody said, geez, we should go for a record. It was kind of bandied around. He said, well, why don't we do something with combines? Nobody has done anything with combines. And everybody was saying, geez, where would we get that kind of number of combines? And so we did a bit of a research into it. We said, sure, look, should be between the whole office here in County Meath, should we have 20? And all we do is ask a few more fellas and we get another 20. And so the way it's looking here today, I think we're heading for 60. I'm not quite sure what the final count is so far. But and if you ask the guys, they'll come. And there's probably another 60 out there again. But there was guys working very hard the last couple of weeks to get all these things kind of up and running, and welding patches on the bottom of machines, and looking for spare parts and bits of engines, and a lot of them are here today. So
well, to make this record, what have you to do now in particular?
Well, what we have to do here today is just to get all the machines cutting together for about 20 minutes to a half an hour together in unison in the field at the one time, and that was the kind of criteria that we had set ourselves, and also that all the machines were pre-1970, and if we can achieve that then and count how many machines are actually doing that, well then we'll have that as the final number. And so as far as we're concerned, then we'll have a bit of a record anyway. If it's not a national record, well, it might be a world record. We have to wait and see.
Well, now, back to your own particular machine. Tell us something about it.
Oh, this red Massey Ferguson 31. Yes, I bought this out of an ad in the Tractor and Machinery magazine, and I rang up a Mr. Brian Glenn in the Ards Peninsula, and I went up to see it, and I wasn't quite sure actually when I saw it at first. I thought it was a little bit too big. I was looking for kind of a small machine, but then I went home and thought about it, and I rang him up and I said I'd buy it off him, and he said to me, if you'll buy it, he said, I'll keep it, I won't sell it to anyone else. And I went up a few days later and I paid him for it, and I went up then several weeks later and I collected it just before that show in Lust there about 2 years ago now, and we worked it then the next day. So and I've had it at several events since. So it's a nice machine. It was well looked after by its previous owner. So and he had used it in Mount Stewart for about 7 or 8 years. So yeah, that's basically the story of it. Yeah, and she's done me good service since. So hopefully there's many years left in her.
Well, that's great. Well, it's something very unusual today, and I know you want to get back now. So listen, thanks for speaking to me.
Not at all. You're welcome.
Okay.
I'll talk to you then.
Right. Whole families had worked together for weeks to get things up and going. Many of the combines on display had hours of service, repairs and maintenance put into them. One family who had come well organised for the day were the Trainer family from Loganstown in County Meath. I spoke first to Tommy Trainer and then James Trainer about their combine, one of the largest there, a Fish and Humphreys Lely from 1969. Thomas, can you tell me something about the history of this machine?
This machine, we have it about 23 or 24 years of age, but it was first bought by Chileans in Dublin at the spring show in Ballsbridge in 1970, and I believe that it's a 69 machine, but we bought it off a company called Sherrod's in Dublin some years previous, well later on than that. It would be traded in probably again, maybe a John Deere or maybe a Clayson combine at the time. But we worked it for a long number of years after that, and it was troublesome enough, but we walked away and we kept it in dry storage until now. So we brought it out to break the world record here in Girley.
Well, she's a very wide machine.
She's very wide, but she folds up. But she's very high then for transporting on the road or even for driving on the road. But we got her here just the same.
Well, what size a cut does she have on her?
She's an 18-foot cut, 2 9-foot folding heads. 18 foot.
And you say she's the only one in Ireland?
She's the only one in Ireland as we know at the minute. In Southern Ireland anyway, there may be one in the north of Ireland, but I think it's only a 14-foot cut. The other one had been scrapped with a breaker out in Kildare. So, Norney.
That's great. Listen, thank you. She lay for 20 years. Had you much work to do on her?
Not really, no. We hadn't much to do to it, no. But it was a troublesome combine. It used to give trouble, you know. We had to change the pulleys on it for the main drive and that, and we put Volvo pulleys on it. It used to give a lot of trouble there.
And
I worked it for a long time myself, you know. And it was a good combine for cutting laying oats and that.
And you were in good shape for the day?
Oh yeah, she's in good shape as she could be in, you know.
Were you looking forward to this event today?
We were, yeah. Well, it's great here every year, you know. We come here every year and we do Cooley. Well, we're at the tractor breaking record in Cooley and that, and we go to all the shows, Minority and them all, you know.
So well, listen, hope you have every success today with her. Thanks for speaking to me now.
Right now.
They also owned this Active 800, which had originally been bought in Drumliskin in County Meath. They had it restored some 3 years ago and spent a lot of money on her. Nowadays she can be seen at many harvest festivals and belongs to Thomas Traynor Jr., one of the next generation. For many of the combines, it was off to the practice field when they arrived, just to check over that all was in order, or if there were any wee repairs needed. From a distance, it looked like many of these combines could be compared to large colourful monsters out grazing for their breakfast, as they munched their way through the barley up and down the field. Among the combines being prepared was this Dania 500D, a trail combine owned by Michael Scallon and his team from Enniscorthy in County Wexford.
Michael, I was watching you at work there. I came over to see you about this machine. Can you tell me something about it now?
She's a Dania 500D, 5-foot cut. She's 1968. She cut corn years ago The man that owned her before me was the brother-in-law. He was able to cut 110 sacks from about 12:30 till about 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening with her, no problem. And
Well, has she been going well?
she's going well. We had a little bit of trouble here with her today, but
Have you got her sorted out?
so I have her sorted out. So she's going well enough now. So please God, knowing that and the off should be all right.
Is the trail combine unusual now?
They're very unusual now because they're more or less the bigger one tanker combines now. Really, you know, they were the next best thing to the binder. After the binder, they come after the binder, you see. So.
And then you have this tractor to go with it.
This tractor was bought 3 years before her in the same place. Michael Kevin owned her before I got her, the Ballykelly, Ballamurn there. So that's how. And I was delighted when I got the combine. I was delighted to get the tractor as well. Then, of course, you know.
Well, you travelled the whole way up from Enniscorthy.
Whole way, which is 120 mile up, you know.
And you're confident that this record will be broke?
I'm more than confident now. Yeah, I'm very confident that it will be broke, really.
And now that you've got her going, you'll be added in as well.
Yeah, I'm going in that now as well. We had a little bit of teething problems there at the start, but that happens. That happens with wheat, anyhow.
Well, listen, Michael, thank you and all the best. Thanks for coming up now. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
With the time nearing on, Michael and his team set off to take up position in the field, for by now it was getting close to record-breaking time. The plan was to bring the combines across the field, where they would work for the allotted time. But so great was the response that it took longer than expected to get all the combines in position. After all, parking a combine is not like throwing a car in reverse. It's a wee bit difficult to manoeuvre. Waiting for the signal to begin was this New Holland Clayson from 1969, owned by Jimmy Nolan from Myshaw in County Carlow.
I'm joined now by Jimmy Nolan from Carlow. Jimmy, this is your machine behind us. Can you tell me something about the history of her?
She's 1969 in New Holland Clayson 122. As I said, she was born in 1969, and I have her about 25 years now. I bought her second hand then.
Do you use her much?
Every year up to this year, she cut corn every year. But with the change in the economy and with rules from EEC, you can get your farm payments now without growing so much corn, and that's the way it is now, and combines is beginning to get harassed nowadays.
So it's going to be relegated to the vintage scene then?
Yes, seemingly now, as we speak, that she'll be on the subs bench like many good players, and if the day comes that she'll be wanted, she'll answer the call.
Do you think an event like today is a good idea?
Oh yeah, it's a great idea. It brings back great memories of machines like this that gave great service throughout the years, and it gives us a chance again to see him in action.
Well, Jimmy, I'll speak to your driver now in a moment, so thanks for taking the time off to speak to me. Thank you.
It was lovely talking to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
However, Jimmy was not driving the combine in the record attempt, and I continued to speak to Martin Murray, the driver for the day.
I'm joined now by Martin Murray, the driver of the machine. Martin, do you do much work with a machine like this?
Well, I worked with Jimmy from the time I left school for a number of years. I was there when he actually bought this machine, and I've been driving it for him any time he needs me, up and down the years, you know. So I like it, and I like our machinery as well.
Well, does a machine like this take much repair job, or is she easily maintained?
This one is relatively easily maintained. We keep her in good shape, and anything does go wrong, we fix it straight away. That's the best way to keep on top of it.
Well, you've got the honour today of driving this in this world record attempt. Are you looking forward to this?
Extremely. I'm actually delighted to be here with it. I actually heard it on Southeast Radio first about 3 weeks ago, and we spent the last 7 or 8 nights just getting her, checking everything, making sure everything was right on her. And I got a loan in the truck I drive then to bring her up here.
Well, what do you think of the turnout today? You pleased with it?
Oh, it's brilliant. It's great to see so many machines here, like if any, so old and new, all the different shapes and sizes. It's great to see them all in the one field together.
It's very colourful.
It is that, yeah. Just hope the rain holds off now for another half hour or so until we get this done.
Well, we're watching you going across here, Martin, so all the best now. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, sir.
By now things were getting close, and the stewards politely but positively began to move the crowds away to a safer area so that all could begin. Another man from County Carlow was combine dealer Frank Jenkinson, who had brought along a 1968 class Standard 5.
I'm joined now by Frank Jenkinson from County Carlow. Frank, you're a dealer in combines. What do you think of a show like today?
I think it's a great testament for farmers for giving them a good day out, and what would you say? The harvest is finished now. It's the last round up, isn't it? And to set the record as well is going to be something special. I think it's a big day for farmers here.
Well,
Farmers are a long way from being finished yet anyhow. They still have to eat their wheat and their Weetabix and their... We can't eat plastic and we can't eat other rubbish, so the farmers have a future anyhow. That's all I think anyway.
well, many of these machines would have been out of your era.
Oh, I would have started with those old 103 Claessons in 1976. It was the first year I started combine, so I'm 30 years ahead now, I suppose.
Well, can you tell me about this machine you've brought with you today?
It's a combine I actually traded in from a farmer outside Tullamore 3 years ago. But the market for these small combines is gone, so we just kept it because it's in such good condition for this job, for rallying and going around to different shows.
Well, you must have seen a lot of changes within the combine industry.
Oh, serious. Like, combines you have coming out now are doing the work of 7 or 8 combines, like these old combines. One new combine, population of combines are going down and the population of farmers are going down. The whole thing is changing. And what can you say?
Was it a change for the better?
Not for the countryside, no, because all farmers are having to work now to stay on the land. They have to have a job, or the wife is working, or if you go out to do a job in a combine now, you wouldn't get a cup of tea at the house where you would years ago, where there'd be all the family be there, but there's nobody there now. It's changed times, and not for the better, no.
Well, you're pleased with the turnout today, no doubt.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, super.
It's a marvellous sight looking up there, isn't it?
Unreal, unreal. You'd never think there was so many old combines still in existence. It was a kind of a surprise to me. I didn't think they'd make the numbers. But in a many, they must have 60, 65 combines here. You wouldn't know where they all come out of.
Well, Frank, listen, all the best for the future, and thanks for taking the time off this afternoon to have a word with me. Thank you.
By now the officials had arrived, checked that everything was in order. The crowds waited, anticipating the off signal, and very soon they were on their way. Like dogs let off a lead, the machines moved forward. 1 or 2 were slow at starting, but then they too got on their way, munching at the harvest in front of them. What a sea of colour it was, amongst the golden grain. It was some spectacle. Sit back now and enjoy this marvellous sight. With the world record well underway, the crowds then moved on to the many other features of the Girley Festival. While the officials of the record attempt watched closely before they would verify whether or not the combines had been successful, but that would take some time. For the combines and their drivers, it meant a bit of work for the next half hour or so, as to achieve the record, the combines had to keep at work. Like many festivals, the Girley Festival was a working festival, and horses and machines at work brought back memories to a host of the older generation, and were a novelty to the younger ones. The old skills were also put into action as the harvesters were busy gathering and stooking the cut corn. Matthew Lawless from Dunderry and Leo Duffy of Shercock put on a fine display with their Clydesdales and the McCormick Deering binder from the 1930s. In what had been the preparation field for the combines, the ploughmen now moved in. Horse ploughmen have a unique charm all of their own, and the steady plodding of the horses, with the bent back of the ploughman behind, was a scene which was once so common across all of Ireland, but has now virtually disappeared. It's only on days such as these that we get a chance to see this once again, and to appreciate the skill and hard work of it all. Here, Godfrey Worrell from Kildare and Pat Murray from Roscommon are at work with a ransom plough. While the young lad doing brilliantly is Ian Worrell, Godfrey's son. Just across the field, vintage tractor ploughing was underway. Again, something which has become popular at shows over the past number of years. It also takes precision and a good eye. To the uninitiated like myself, it is difficult to understand a good furrow. But to these ploughmen, the right line is all important, as is evident from the care they take with the plough. Noel Cummins from Maynooth in County Kildare had this attractive little farmhole cub international from 1946 at work. No festival would be complete without the old threshers at work, and Girley was not to be outdone here either. 3 threshers were at work. A Clayton working with an Alice Chambers, a Garvey at work with a Nuffield Universal 4, and a Ransom Sims and Jeffries at work with a Fordson Major. These machines at work, as would be expected, created a great deal of interest, as the whole band of workers, busy as bees, threw the corn up, fed the thresher, or bagged the corn. The sound of the thresher and the tractors again rekindled memories of harvest displays long ago. With the balers at work behind, the straw would soon be ready to be loaded up, and the tied bags of cereal taken home. One strange thresher was this miniature Garvey owned by Tony Smith of Seamerstown, Carnaross and Kells. It dates from 1934 and is very rare, indeed possibly the only one in Ireland. It was at work with this 1959 Farmall Cub, which well suited its size.
As I walked down London City, beneath the sky so dark and grey, I cannot hear familiar sounds. My mind is drifting away, and across the deep blue ocean, and down that old roadway, to see again the threshing mill on an Irish harvest day. It's an Irish harvest day that has long since passed away. Beautiful memories will never decay, and no matter where I wander, or no matter where I stray, I'll tread again my footsteps home on an Irish harvest day. I can see my dear old mother outside her cabin door, singing some old Irish song I long to hear once more. I wonder if she's waiting with those kind words she might say. God bless ye all and welcome home on an Irish harvest day. It's an Irish harvest day that has long since passed away. Beautiful memories will never decay, and no matter where I wander, or no matter where I stray, I'll tread again my footsteps home on an Irish harvest day. Everything has changed now. There's no one there no more. The roses are all dead and gone around the homestead door, and the young folks are all scattered, and the old ones passed away. There's no one there to greet me on this Irish harvest day. It's an Irish harvest day that has long since passed away. Beautiful memories will never decay,
At many of these rallies, there is no more a traditional sight than that of the steam engine. This 1941 Ransom steam engine was owned by Michael Barry of Rotooth in County Meath, and had a very well recorded history, as I was told by Peter Taft from Fordstown in Navan, who was working the engine at the festival.
Peter, can you tell me something about the history of this engine you're working with today?
Well, I can tell you a wee bit. It was bought in 1931. It's the last Ransom engine, I think, to come into Ireland. And it was sold by John Collins Limited Drogheda, to Butterleys of Toho, County Louth. And it went from that to the grain mill in Annigasson, County Louth, where it was used for quite a number of years as a stationary boiler for steaming porridge oat flakes. And from that then a man named Jerry Doherty of Louth Village bought it, and he eventually sold it then to Johnny Dillon of Drogheda, who restored it to some extent. He put a new firebox in it, and he sold it then to Michael Barry. And well, that's up to date now, briefly, you know what I mean.
That's great. Now, Jonathan, it's your daddy who owns this engine, is that right? What's your job today?
Fun calling it and oiling the bearings up.
Do you like working with an engine?
Yeah, it's good.
One day this could be yours.
One day.
Are you enjoying your day out today?
Yeah, it's great.
That's great.
Yeah.
We'll look forward to seeing it in action later on, Jonathan. So thank you now. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Outside the circle of machinery at work, there was still a lot to see and to do. The penalty kick competition created a long line of would-be soccer stars. Less energetic, but creating their own charm, were the livestock pens, where the sheep, donkeys and ponies enjoyed their bit of pampering. Another feature to meander and look at were the many vintage displays of tractors and vehicles parked around the field. With their information sheets, people could dander around the tractors, read about the tractors, or even catch a word with one of the owners.
I'm joined now by Bob Hodgins from the Girley Vintage Club. Bob, can you tell me something about this Fordson? I know you were telling me you just got her going.
Well, this thing was lying for 12 years in the shed, and we got it pulled out during the week and cranked her up yesterday, and with a little bit of patience and time, and got her going, and drove in here today, and hopefully she'll drive out this evening, and hope it'll go for another while.
But do you know much about the history of the tractor?
I don't know an awful lot about it. It's still the original back tyres on it, and I don't know how much work it done or anything else, or where it came from. It's passed through a good few hands from new till now, so I can't say a whole lot more about it now, only that my shoulder is sore swinging it.
Well, what's the chance of getting her going?
We'll have to say a little prayer now first before we start. But eventually she'll go all right, yes.
Well, as a member of the club, what do you think of the show today?
I think it's the best show we had so far. Like every year we're improving a bit, getting in something different every year, and trying to get everything working on the field. I suppose it's going to will be one of the best shows around eventually.
Well, have you a rough idea how many tractors, for instance, you had here today?
I suppose there would have been about 100 vintage tractors, and there'll be more modern ones then as well, and there's new ones with machinery and all sorts of. There was a lot of vintage cars, a couple of lorries, and a few vintage campers. So you could, anything. There was Honda 50s, there was motorbikes, anything you had. There was all you could bring.
So there's a good variety here.
Good variety. There was something for everyone. There was amusements for the children and plenty of food for everyone, thank God, and the thing was kept going.
That's great. Well, listen, all the best, and we'll say a prayer for you trying to get this thing started.
You get down on your knees and I'll swing.
No problem. Thanks now. So Bob went to swing while I went to pray, but somehow my prayers weren't answered too well. However, true to form, just as I thought all was lost, and after several swings and swingers, she eventually went. It was in this corner of the field also that there would be found a fine collection of cars, both classic and vintage, with the odd vintage lorry thrown in as well. Cars of all colours, from all ages, could be found. It is to their owners that we owe a debt of gratitude, for these vehicles are all well maintained, to the very highest standard, and therefore a treat for the public to look at. The large number of stalls selling everything you could imagine always draws the crowds. Stalls and game shows lined the field, and the food stalls did a roaring trade. One unique competition was throwing not the sheaf, but this bundle of sticks.
Yeah, we're just coming down on the music there. Yeah, we'll go with this microphone.
There was certainly something for everyone, and anyone who said they were bored, well, they must be pretty hard to please. Little pigs in the pen here were resting before they would take part in the pig race, which was great crack and something the public certainly enjoyed. Off they went, and of course afterwards there would be a little treat for them.
He wins anyways, the favourites, number 2, the winner, okay, please.
The larger amusements across the field created their own interest, and the brave with the more settled stomachs faced many of the amusement rides on offer. A game of strength and skill would be the tug of war, as local teams try to outmaneuver and outpull their opponents.
And it breaks her heart to think her love is only given to a man with hands as cold as ice. She tells him she must go out for the evening to comfort an old friend that's feeling down. But he knows where she's going as she's leaving. She's headed for the cheeky side of the town. But you can hide your bragging eyes and your smile.
Yeah, would it be possible for Philly Tully to get to the main office as soon as possible?
Ah, well, it's no you can hide your bragging eyes.
While the men's tug of war would be more common across the land, the appearance of women's teams is certainly not that usual. However, these ladies proved that they were maybe just as strong and as competent as the men were, and they certainly enjoyed the experience.
The ladies' tug of war is about to start here at the moment, so if you're there, join in there with the ladies' tug of war. Just starting there at the moment.
By late afternoon, the festival was coming to an end, but the amusements were still going, and the last of the food was used up. A draw was to take place for a vintage tractor, and all the tickets were eagerly bought up, while the crowds gathered to see if they had won. At the close of the evening, I spoke to Frank Higgins, Paddy Kerrigan and Richard Dunn about the record combine attempt to discover whether or not they were successful.
Well, Frank, the evening's at an end now, and have you been successful in your record attempt?
Oh yeah, very happy and very pleased we have been.
What was the final count then?
63 officially, yeah. I was 68 to start it.
And was that divided between combines and trail combines?
That's both included, like.
No doubt you're very happy.
I suppose so.
And relieved. Paddy, I'll come over to you now. As chairman of the club, I'm sure you have a lot of people you'd like to thank this evening.
Yeah, very much so. The committee especially, and especially Frank Higgins, all the effort that he put into the whole thing with the combines. It really made the day completely and finally what we wanted to achieve from the beginning of the year and before it.
What plans have you for the future then?
Well, we'll have to think about that. We've too much on our plate this year to think about it for next year, but we'll work on it, we'll have a drink on it over Christmas and think about it then.
And finally, Richard, have you been happy with the day?
Oh, it was a wonderful day, and it was a wonderful day for the parish, and it was a great day for everyone. And everyone enjoyed it.
You've seen things improve over the last 6 years?
Oh, everything improved shocking from the first year we started. It's a great.
Well, on behalf of everybody who was here today, may I thank you all for the effort you put into it, because it was a really, really enjoyable day and a very successful day, gentlemen. So thank you now. With the tickets in, the draw was about to be made, and the winner would be announced.
Is it fully serviced? Is it fully serviced? Yeah, fully serviced, yeah. Don't look into that. You won't believe it. I think we all know her. And the lady has won this, and she's a farmer's daughter. And I'll give you 3 guesses where she's from, and the first guess is right, half by Girley Gaynor. She is decided, hey, her father will be proud of her tonight. That's it, thanks a million for everything there, and thanks a million for the support all the year and all the day here today. Thank God that Bob Hodges kept the weather up for us. Good luck.
It had been a great day for the organisers. A brilliant success at the Combine record. Lots to see and do. A wonderful way to spend the day. Our thanks to all those who made the day possible. And we look forward to return next year to Girley for more harvest crack.